Yo, 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 it's your Barbie K in the building, and if you're watching this, it's because you're not a water pee. Wee. Giggity, giggity, goo, the mouse ran up the hootie hoo. Man, I don't even know what that meant, bro. That was nuts. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'm not gonna cut that out. I'm just gonna keep that. We just gonna keep it rolling. Real talk. I want to talk about Pluto conjunct the Ascendant, right? I happen to have this placement, so I feel like I can give a general interpretation as well as one coming from my own experience and the things I've dealt with having this placement. So, number one, Pluto conjunct the Ascendant. This is a very, very, very powerful placement. I would argue that it's one of the more tough placements. It's one of the toughest placements to have. And I'm not just saying that. I may be being a little bit biased, but I think a lot of people in the astrological community would agree that Pluto conjunct the Ascendant is not for the faint of heart. It comes with a lot of intense energy to transform your life into something that you would really love and appreciate, or into a person that you would really love and appreciate. But it's very tough though. The road to there, it can be so rough, because you got to think about it. We're dealing with Pluto, and we're dealing with whatever. So you could be a Pluto conjunct the Ascendant, or you could be a Pluto trine the Ascendant, which may make your life a little bit easier. You may be able to handle the challenges of these two energies colliding, or just being around each other. You may be able to handle that energy a little bit better if you have a Pluto trine or Pluto sextile the Ascendant, right? Now, if you have a Pluto square or a Pluto opposition or a conjunction, it's just that much harder. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's tough. Not meaning that you won't go through struggles with Pluto sextile or the trine, but it's just that much more tough, right? So when you have Pluto conjunct the Ascendant, 9 times out of 10, you were raised in a household that was most likely chaotic and intense. You came here with the baggage, the energetic baggage, a lot of times, of your ancestors and your family line. So you come into this reality with all of this baggage. You don't understand to a certain extent why. And I would argue that you do know why, because before you came here, you made the decision to come here. But remember, we come here with amnesia to our divine power. So you have to, your whole life is about evolving and coming back to that power that you already had. I gotta get some Wawa. Delicioso. Anyways, no. So you come to this planet with amnesia, so you don't understand your full mission on this planet. It comes to you in tidbits. It's like you're going through the darkness and it's just the headlights there, so it just reveals certain just a little bit in front of you, right? So you don't understand what's going on. You're so perceptive. You're extremely perceptive. You're extremely intuitive. You're borderline psychic. If you're not full-blown psychic, a lot of mediums will have this placement. A lot of people who are just very in tune, psychologists, will have this placement, because this placement is very much centered around investigation. It's centered around getting to the heart of things. It's centered around understanding the immaterial, understanding the dark material, understand undercurrents of environments, situations, group dynamics, people, your own self, other people's psyche, your psyche. So this can scare a child. You don't understand why your environment, even as a child, is responding to you the way it's responding to you. You may have grown up with an abusive parent. They sense this energy from you, and they may have lashed out at you just because they felt intimidated and threatened by the energy that you exude. You naturally emanate from yourself. It's not even your fault. You have this energy. It's just, you can't help that. You know what I mean? So a lot of us grew up in toxic dynamics. And even if you didn't grow up in a dynamic where your parent was abusing you, or if it was, even if you grew up in a dynamic to where it wasn't an overt abuse, it could have been a covert situation. Your parents could have been loving and caring, but because the family line, there may have been a lot of shady things going on in your family, or in your immediate family at that time with your caretakers, or which are just your caretakers, even if they weren't your blood relatives or were taking care of you. You pick up all that energy around you, right? So it causes you to stress out. It causes you to feel like, oh man, already on a general aspect, when you're a child, you look at your caretakers as like they're like God. So if they do something, if they disapprove of something you do, you're going to naturally suppress that thing, right? You're going to naturally suppress it. And if they say, oh, good, you're going to continue doing that. So with your parents or caretakers, if it was a situation to where they were choosing to lash out at you because they were sensing the energy that you had, it would have caused you to suppress a lot of those feelings. So maybe you grow up and you're in adulthood now, and you still don't understand this energy about you, especially if you have Pluto conjunct the Ascendant and your Pluto's maybe in the 12th house. This power may feel like it's completely hidden from you, or it could be hidden, not completely, but it can be so suppressed. And because the 12th house is the house of Pisces, the house of illusions, it's the house of undoing, it's the house of the unconscious. So you could just push and suppress all this stuff down, right? Now, if you had Pluto in the first house, you would understand more of the power that you possess. But if you had Pluto conjunct the Ascendant in the 12th house, especially if it's in Scorpio, you have a very intense mission to learn, right? You have a duty you came here to reverse the karmic damage that your family line has caused, right? Now, I know this may sound like a huge task, and you're like, bro, I didn't sign up for this. I would argue with you and say you did, right? Because the real ones know. You came here before, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. You chose to come here and reverse and turn around that family line of negative karma, negative baggage, generational trauma, right? So you may have grown up with lots of taboo things. You may have had to endure, because Pluto deals with so much. Pluto deals with death, destruction, violence, all types of pain, incest, molestation, all of the things, anything you can think of that involves death and violence and regeneration and turning things around. That is all in the underworld. That's Hades. That's all in that underworld, in that darkness. A lot of the things that are pushed down, that society doesn't want to talk about. You are what you call, if you have Pluto conjunct the Ascendant, if you have Pluto opposite, sextile, whatever, if you have many Pluto placements, you are what you call a Plutonian. I call it a Pluto baby. You a Pluto baby, Plutonian, whatever you want to call it. So you grow up in these environments. And I would say, as you get older, you constantly are forced to face the darkness of the world. And this may cause you to have a pessimistic view on life. I would argue to learn that everything does not have to be twisted into something dark. You don't have to always be looking for dark motives in people. Yes, a lot of people are negative and toxic and conniving, and of course, your X-ray vision is going to sort out. Your BS monitor, your BS filter is going to sort it all out. Trust me, you will. Even if you don't catch it, you're going to catch it. You're going to catch it. You just have that natural ability to figure virtually anything out. So somebody think they're going to get over on you, good luck. You may not say nothing about it, but, things will get handled. Plutonians, Pluto babies, y'all know what I'm talking about, all right? This is a powerful placement, powerful placement. And I say this because you have so much power that, again, like I said, when you were a child, you didn't know how to wield this power. But once you start learning to wield this power, you can't get away from Pluto. So you might as well learn how to work with the energies, right? You're going to have to learn to work with the energies. And I'm going to say this. No matter how well you integrate this energy, so you may be thinking like, okay, so how do I integrate it, Kay? How do I integrate it? How do I get it to the point where I have both of the dark and the light working for me, and I'm just this happy-go-lucky spiritual individual? That's dope. Even once you integrate both your light and your dark side with this placement, people are still going to be afraid of you. People are still going to be intimidated because they know that whatever they're dealing with, whatever emotions you're conjuring up, it forces them to face themselves. You are a natural mirror. You see straight through people. People can't lie to you. And if they are lying to you, you simply can feel that. It's a nudge. You don't want to be around these people. You don't even want to look at them. I bet you don't even want to look certain people in the eyes because you just know that they're hiding something. You see into people's lies and their darkness, their manipulation, whatever things that they may hide. But you also see into the light of people. You see into the greatness of people, the potential of people. But like I said, even if you're integrated, that doesn't mean that everybody's going to be like, yay, you're doing it. Good job. We love being around you. Though people love being around you because you're very magnetic. You pull people in naturally. This is something you don't have to act on. You don't have to act like you're mysterious. You are mysterious. Your energy itself. You're governed by Pluto. You're a Plutonian. You're naturally mysterious, magnetic, attractive, alluring, all that. So you don't have to act. But people will still be intimidated by you with you having this energy all integrated. All integrated. You could be completely integrated and people will still act a certain type of way. So this is something that you have to understand. I have to tell myself this all the time. Everybody's not going to like you, man. And even to go further than that, some people are going to just be utterly disgusted. You'll have people that never have met you. They just hate you. You can feel it. They just hate you. Why? You're bringing up something in them that's forcing them to face themselves. Who wants to be around a person who's constantly transforming and changing and is just intense about it all the time, even if they're not saying nothing? They can feel this energy off of them. Most people don't want to deal with that. Most people don't want to face themselves. Most people, you understanding their own traumas and things, their psyche. A lot of times you understand people's psyche better than them. That's scary for people. So you got to give compassion. Imagine if you're a person who doesn't have this placement. You have some of the softer placements. You may have a lot of Gemini placements, or a lot of your more air placements. A lot of more Libra. Your 7th house partnership placements. Gemini, your 3rd house placements. It's all about intellectualism and keeping it lighthearted. And then you come across a Plutonian. You're gonna be like, what? You got to give compassion. Like, whoa, this person's pulling up all this stuff about me. I'm scared. Get away from me. But there's another side of the coin. You may bring up these powerful emotions in somebody that causes them to want to be around you and grow, or just learn from you. Just want to be around you and be in peace. But that's where you got to, your BS detector has to be your own fool, because you have to understand that everybody that wants to be around you is not for you. Everybody that wants to be around you is not good for you. But you're going to figure it out. You'll always figure it out. But you evoke strong emotions in others, and you can't do nothing about that. So say, for example, Scorpio rising does a similar thing, right? However, when you have Pluto conjunct the ascendant, so say, for example, you had Pluto, Scorpio, your ascendant is in Scorpio, then you have Pluto in the 12th house, or Pluto somewhere in some house in Scorpio as well. Guess what? You just added to that intensity. So now it's double. And imagine if you had other placements in Pluto. You're a super Plutonian. It's tough for a lot of people to understand where you're coming from. I would argue that, so shout out to David Goggins. I would argue David Goggins is a Plutonian. People love him. They love him. Absolutely love him. Why? Because he chose to integrate those energies. He chose to balance the light and the dark side in him. However, everybody doesn't want to be around David Goggins. Everybody doesn't want to be around him. Why? Because he would trigger something in you that's going to make you look at yourself. If you're lying, David Goggins, you're going to see people like David Goggins, Plutonians, people who have that energy about them. You're not going to feel comfortable with them, because they're always changing. They're always evolving. And if you're only way you're going to feel comfortable, which is kind of a paradox in itself, me really saying that as an oxymoron, you're going to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Only way you're going to be comfortable is by being okay with being uncomfortable with that person, by also you evolving and changing. So you got to understand that it's just that a lot of people aren't up to that level or they're not in their journey. Their lifetime may not be about going as hard as you are. Your lifetime is about extreme transformation, because you are an evolved soul. So you can handle this energy. You can handle the weight, even if you think you can't. Even as a child, you knew on some level you could handle it. Best believe it, right? But no, you knew from a child that you could handle this energy. But your energy is not for everybody. Go with like-minded individuals. Stop trying to make other people love you. Stop trying to make other people accept you. That's something I had to tell myself over and over again. Bro, your energy is not for everybody. I would be trying to get other people to understand my way, but it just came off as intense and intimidated people. Sometimes that's just the way it is. But I also have gained a lot of people who really want to be around me and are genuine people, right? Which comes to another thing, trust. You got to be willing to trust. You got to be willing to trust and let some people in. If they prove to you that they're a solid person, a solid individual, you can tell if a person's solid. Let them in. That don't mean you tell them all your secrets. You ain't gonna do that anyway. Pluto conjunct. Plutonians period are not telling you everything about them. It's just not happening. But if you are doing that, maybe you have other softer placements that cause you to be a little bit more talkative and a little bit more forthcoming with information about yourself, then know it's a balance. Don't be telling everybody everything that's going on with you all the time, because that can have a negative effect on your life too. It needs to be a balance. You tell people too much, then it's like they in your business. You tell them too little, now you look secretive and you look like you onto something that you onto some evil stuff, or you onto some, you know what I mean? People become suspicious of you. You know what I mean? Learn to trust people, because everybody ain't out to hurt you. Some people just want to help you. Those little coincidences that are not coincidences in your life, like random people showing up and they just having good intentions and you can feel it. That's God's giving you a little nudge, like, hey, it's okay. Like, I know you're going through this and you're evolving in your soul. Your soul is evolving. You're going through this major transformation, but I want to send you little nuggets to let you know you're on the right path. Though other people may be intimidated and may be attacking you and things of that nature because of your energy, I want to let you know that you're not a bad person. I want to let you know that you are doing exactly what you're supposed to do. Guess what? Triggering others. Now, this doesn't mean you go off on your ego and be like, I'm noble, I'm a Plutonian, I'm better. You're not better than nobody. You are special though. Whenever a Plutonian shows up in your life, you got to understand something. It's to root up something in you that you're running from. Plutonians are great at that. We do it unconsciously. You do it unconsciously. So whatever environment you're in that's chaotic, and you're trying to figure out why you're always getting attacked. You're trying to figure out why everybody's always coming at you hard. Why you can feel people's energy kind of brushing you off and don't want to hang out with you. Or they're just intimidated and they get weird when you're around. There's a reason for that. God, the creator is pushing. God is coming through and putting you in these environments purposely to trigger them and to also trigger you into loving yourself. Because a lot of times we don't love ourselves fully. A lot of times, a lot of Pluto conjunct ascendants, the reasons why we're so secretive is because of lack of, again, like I was saying a little second ago, lack of trust, and lack of trust in ourselves mainly. Lack of trust in other people and mainly ourselves. All of this fear, all of these things compounded creates an individual that wants to be secretive, manipulative, and just all negative, the lower vibration of this placement. So understand that you're not a bad person. Understand that it's okay it's okay that they're doing these things. You're always going to be protected. You're always going to be protected. This is another thing that I had to really deal with. Why am I in these positions where I feel like people getting triggered by me? I'm not doing nothing. I'm just being a happy-go-lucky person. Hello. It's not to punish you. It's not to punish you. You're just here to understand both light and dark, the light and dark sides of humanity. Sometimes it's not fun. It's not fun all the time, yo. It's not fun all the time. It's not. You having to be not necessarily perfect, but you having to be at the top of your morals, or else you could get blamed for anything. Pluto, remember what Pluto deals with: the darkness, Hades, hell, the flames. It deals with all of these things: violence, murder, crime, all these things, lies, taboos. You can get blamed for anything. So your morals need to be top tier. Top tier. I'm sorry, this is just how it is. This is how it is with this placement. It's a very, 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 very tough placement. But this has so many rewards if you're willing to turn around and face your own demons. Because you have the power to embrace your own psyche. You have the power to look inside your own psyche and look at what's holding you back, especially if you have Pluto in the 12th house. You have the power. Even if you don't have Pluto in the 12th house, you have the power, the natural psychoanalytic talent, ability to look inside your psyche and see what's holding you back. You know how to. You can do it. You can be your own psychiatrist. Now, if you need therapy and you need to talk to somebody else, there's nothing wrong with that. But you can be your own psychiatrist if you're just willing to do the work. You are a powerful soul, and you can face intense trauma, intense things. You've probably gone through so much intensity to where you have this pessimistic view of the world. Understand that you didn't go through those things for no reason. You went through it so you can pull other people out. You went through it so you can pull other people out of the flames. Other people dealing with trauma from molestation, trauma from abuse, trauma from deaths in the family, trauma from abandonment. All of these things that encompass Pluto. You're here to help pull other people out. How would you help anybody? You don't have a story to tell. How? I want to learn from somebody who went through the flames. Hey, yo, what'd you do when you, yeah. What'd you do when you did this? Oh, I did this, that, and the third. Oh, yeah, don't go that way. You're one of those. It's okay. It's okay, bro. It's okay, sis. Things happen. It all happened for a reason. And I want to end it with this. I need you to forgive. I need you to forgive everybody that hurt you. Forgive everybody that ever hurt you. But number one, I want you to forgive yourself for allowing those people in. It's all a lesson. Forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be bamboozled, to be lied to, hurt, tricked, everything. Forgive your parents. Forgive everybody. Forgive everyone. And it's not going to be overnight. It ain't going to be overnight. If I would be lying if I said that it was just going to, oh, sorry, I forgive you when it's next day you're good. No, it's a continual thing. Continue to forgive and release and let go. You have to with this placement, or you in for a world of pain. Trust me, I know. I have Pluto conjunct the Ascendant. I have this placement and other Pluto placements. I am a full Plutonian. Trust me when I say I done been through the ringer. Not no woe is me story, but I done been through the ringer, man. And I know you have too. But guess what? We here to help each other. We're not here to moan and complain and say, oh, my life is terrible. Your energy is too powerful. You got too much potential for transformation to be whining and complaining and saying that, oh, well, my life is this terrible because this person. Your parents gave you that programming. It's your responsibility to change it now. You're powerful. Forgive. Release. That's what this life is about. Release. Release these things so you can transform. So you can make that quantum leap to be who you want to be, to manifest the life you want. Transmute that sexual energy. Oh, I forgot to talk about that. Transmute that sexual energy. Don't just be going tricking yourself off, bro. That's corny now. We don't do that no more. Sis, if you've been doing that, bro, it's cool. I'm guilty of it too. I've done it too. Don't trick yourself off. Stop tricking yourself off. You're worth more than that. Stop tricking yourself off. Semen retention. Practice celibacy. Go celibate. You don't have to do that, but that's just one of the realms you can take on. That's one of the things you can take on. Celibacy, semen retention, abstinence, all of that. And last but not least, this is really last but not least, meditation. Take up some meditation ritual so you can unload from other people's energies throughout the day. 3 to 5 minutes, morning, night. That's it. 3 to 5 minutes, morning and night. Set your day up right. The first 20 minutes and the last 20 minutes before you're about to go to sleep, your mind is the most impressionable. It's like Play-Doh. You can mold it to whatever you want. It's the most suggestible. The first 20 minutes when you wake up and the last 20 minutes before you're about to go to sleep, you are the most impressionable. Your brain is the most impressionable. Your subconscious is the most susceptible to other programming. So be careful what you're listening to. Be careful what you're telling yourself too. I love you. It's your boy became a building. Pluto conjunct the Ascendant. And we got way more videos coming, boy. Sis, let's tap in. I love you so much. You worthy. You more worthy than you even know. I'm your mirror. I'm a mirror to you. I'm just showing you the love that's already inside of you. Stop letting people decide your fate. Walk away from those who have hurt you. Forgive. Walk away. Let it go. Walk away for good. Change your life right now. That don't mean it's going to be changed and everything just going to come together. No, it'll come together little bit by bit, but you need to change your energy imprint right now. Change it. Change it. Plutonians, stand up. I love you so much. Tap in. I love you, gang. Yeah.